2025 has started off really great, right? Well, in spaceflight, 2025 has been roaring and exploding with opportunity, and with two back-to-back super heavy launchers, we definitely got more excitement in spaceflight than what we really bargained for. Blue Origin's new rocket, the New Glenn, fell nothing short of the expectation we have had for this new year. More on this premiere launch and some Starship news that had surfaced recently for your first space pod of the year. Hi everyone, this is Chad from Orbital Edge News, and I'm excited to be back with you for another year of spaceflight. What an awesome week it's been, with the first super heavy lift rocket of the year being the New Glenn rocket by Blue Origin, which launched Thursday on January 16th. Then on the same day later in the evening, the Starship IFT-7 flight took the stage, and we are not going to hold back the news on that one. There was an anomaly on the ship, which initially was discovered after about T plus 7-ish minutes of the flight, when we lost telemetry of the ship, which was indicated by the 6 Raptor engines on the screen indicators not presenting the correct data. But back to the New Glenn rocket. It's what you came for here, right? After a disappointing scrub on January 13th, we learned that a few contributing factors played a role in the scrub, including non-favorable weather downrange where the recovery landing ship named Jacqueline was waiting. Additionally, there was a failure of the auxiliary power unit, which would have been used to power the fins and other systems used for the booster landing. The original liftoff time was 1 a.m., but there was a T-hold due to a boat in the Cape Canaveral area. The spool-up was just amazing, as you can hear what might be the turbopumps rolling up the 7 BE-4 engines, which of course 2 of these are used on the United Launch Alliance's Vulcan rocket, which had premiered its first launch about 1 year ago. Eventually the vehicle slaughtered the pad at 3:03 a.m. The slow, monstrous crawl into the ascent reminds us of every Starship launch ever, so it was cool to see this in person. Look at these shock diamonds. And I actually saw the launch myself, unfortunately from my yard. However, this launch was more deep and rumbly than a Vulcan Heavy, and gave off more of an epic neon aqua blue flame in the sky. It looked damn weird at the same time because the New Glenn had performed an early tilt, just like the Starship does, which we don't get to see at the Space Center here in Florida. But wait, whatever happened with the Starship? It didn't take long, but video surfaced like the one we're showing here of what is definitely a rapid unplanned disassembly. And holy crap, this is an amazing sight considering the time of day this was taken. No one was hurt, and no reports of any debris causing direct issues on the ground, although flight delays near the flight path were an issue. Unconfirmed reports from Gwen Shotwell, the president of SpaceX, and senior engineers have all somewhat confirmed a leak that detected during a data analysis. And this is a leak that happened somewhere with the oxygen lines. The FAA, of course, is going to ground this project for a while, considering massive debris falling from the sky near the populated areas, which is never a good thing. Yeah, I'm looking at you, China. Back to the New Glenn, though. Everything looked awesome in the telemetry, and the second stage separated flawlessly, and the new BE-3 engines on this upper stage gave birth to a new era in rocketry. The vehicle finally reached orbit with its test payload, which simulated payload logistics. Unfortunately, the flight was not 100% successful, as the first stage failed to make its landing at the barge in the Atlantic Ocean. We kind of weren't surprised by this, and Blue Origin will learn from this data, reiterate, refine, and make progress towards the secondary goal, which is, of course, important to Blue Origin to not only stay competitive in super heavy launch category, but to also save on cost of space. I do want to just kind of reiterate that this would be the third inaugural launch in a row that had not been 100% successful. Because remember, the Ariane 6 had a little bit of an issue on its second stage, And of course, you know, Starship, that didn't go off without a hitch either. And then we have the new Glenn. So just kind of a track record of what has been happening in the last few years with our new launchers. So guys, this was a busy week in space, but I have to be honest, with the FAA grounding and one more new Glenn launch, we don't see much on the horizon for the rest of January or February in spaceflight. So in the meantime, we will start our shows soon, and the topics are still going to be epic and cover all things space to keep you informed and excited when the time does come to launch cool things again. Thank you everyone, and also hit the subscribe on the way out so you never miss a space pod. And with that, I will see you out on the launch pad.